great field on the south side of Chicago. We've got a perfect day for baseball. It's the Miami Marlins going up against the Chicago White Sox. Festivities are wrapping up. This place is rocking. The home opener is coming up next. And getting the start for the White Sox, Mitch Keller.
Well, I'm interested to see how he utilizes his sinker to this lineup, Boog. You know, it's not necessarily his go-to primary pitch, but he does mix it in when he needs it. He's just got to make sure that it's not flat. Otherwise, it's going to get hit hard. So look for him to throw it up there when he needs a big double play, a ground ball, something like that to get out of an inning, change it up for a hitter. Also, get those hits. Looking down so that it opens up the top of the strike zone, especially late in an at-bat.
And the home opener is underway. Left field, and that'll fall for a base hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
That's a ball that a lot of times you'll see the shortstop or left fielder be able to get to if it hangs up in the air long enough. But right there, it just died and found a way to drop in on the green stuff with base hit.
Gets him to chase after that one. Well struck, deep right field, way back and out of here. A two-run blast. And the Marlins jump out in front. It's 2-0. Here's Mookie now. Swing and a miss, strike one.
It can be tough to bounce back after a big home run, but nobody on, nobody out. You just have to treat it as a fresh inning. Betts is definitely one of those guys that excels at everything he does, Boog. In terms of baseball, he can do it all. He's won World Series, batting titles, gold gloves, and everything else you can think of.
The 1-2. South side of Chicago, just getting started here. In the air to left center, Pajes under it. And there's one down.
It's a good recovery, though, after giving up the home run. Not allowing it to stay in the head, but going to work at the next hitter, and a tough one at that.
Pitch is in the dirt, ball one.
Yep. Ball.
That one 95 to finish him off. 2 down, bases empty. Here's the catcher to hit, Hunter Goodman. Check swing, he held up, and now it's even 1-1. Ground ball to the right right side, and that's just foul. 2 down, nobody on.
They've got him working a little harder in this first frame than he anticipated.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. 3rd out, that ends the frame. Back at right field and getting the start for Miami, Sandy Alcantara. What do you have on him?
With the height, the release point creates a lot of tilt on his pitches. So coming into the zone, really hard for the hitters to get on plane. Makes it very difficult for the hitters to guess.
Justin Crawford steps to the plate for the White Sox.
The right fielder, number 2, Justin Crawford.
Check swing called strike. Strike 1. And a big swing and a miss.
This guy's sink has so much drop in it. It's almost like a split finger fastball. Instead of just weak contact and balls on the ground, he gets swings and misses.
Bounce to the right side. Fires over to first. 1 gone, bottom half of the first.
Batting second, the third baseman, Jose Montgomery.
That one sizzling on its way through to the outfield. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate.
He was all over that one. I know that was a ground ball, but it was absolutely hammered through the infield. That's not one you're excited to get in front of if you're an infielder. You know they used to say, charge it. Crazy.
And now it's Bobby Witt Jr. in the dirt.
Out there on the mound, he's setting the tone early with the fastball. 98 miles per hour up on the scoreboard.
That one ripped, but foul. The 2-2. This one in the air right field, and that'll fall for a base hit. Montgomery rounds second, heads for third, and they'll have runners at the corners after a 1-out single. So now here's the DH, Munetaka Murakami. He's got some power, no doubt. First offering, runner goes, pitch in for a strike. Throw, save. That's a stolen base. Calling for the intentional walk, and that loads up the bases. And the force play is now in order. Grounder might be 2. Here's Edwards for 1, and that's 2. New inning getting started. Now here's the Marlins DH, Alec Burleson. Swing and a high fly ball to left. 1 up, 1 down.
Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 13, Heriberto Hernandez.
That one finds the zone, and it's 0-1. Grounds one to short. Witt handles, throws to first. 2 up, 2 down in the top of the second. 2 outs, base is empty. Griffin Conine will hit next.
No, inside.
He was late there, strike 1.
They're being just too aggressive at the plate right now. They clearly wanted to go for it early in this one, but it's mostly just resulted in swings and misses. Maybe it's time to slow things down just a little bit.
On the ground. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. Here on the south side, we head to the bottom of the second. Jonathan Aranda steps to the plate for the White Sox. Yeah, that's fouled off. Ripped on the ground to second. Tosses to first. Leadoff man retired here in the second.
Batting seventh, the second baseman, Jake Mydrup.
Pop foul out of play off to the right. Puts it in the air out towards left center. Stowers on his way over. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. And a couple of quick outs. Johnny DeLuca steps to the plate for the White Sox. Line to second. Snagged on the bounce. Save. Fantastic effort, but that extends the inning. Quick move to first. Now back in safely at first. Fastball for a strike.
Well, in an 0-0 count, not every strike is a good strike for a hitter. I like the plate discipline there.
Here's the pitch. Runner on the go. It's a pitch out. Throw to second. Out. And that'll end the inning. Back here on the south side. And now for the Marlins, Mauricio Dubon. Whacked out to center field. That's well struck. Way back there. It's got a chance. Grabs it right up against the wall. Check swing, but he went too far. It's 0-1.
Ball.
That finds the mark on the inside corner. Swing and a miss, struck him out.
Up next for the Marlins.
So digging in, Kyle Stowers. He's already homered here in this one. Line to left. And it stays fair. Around first and hustling for second. And he'll pull into second safely.
Well, no waiting around right there. He was ready to swing it on the first pitch. He really let that ball travel on the outside part of the plate, but that's a great example that you can still drive the baseball that's away. Rip that one down the line for the double.
Man at second. And
Ball
Mookie
two.
takes. Misses the sweeper.
This is one of those situations where the pitcher may not really want to deal with the guy in the box, and you got to be aware of that. Take your walk. I couldn't do it, but I think he can.
Late with the swing there. Ground ball left side. Zips it across.
Yeah, you're out.
And that is the inning. As we go to the last of the third. Now it's the White Sox catcher, Luis Torrens. And a foul ball. Here's your 0-1. And a foul ball. Alcantara, 30 years old now, and he was born in the Dominican Republic.
Foul ball.
The 0-2. And that skips in the dirt. Got him swinging.
Up next for the White Sox, the right fielder, number 2, Justin Crawford.
And there's a foul ball.
He doubled up on the off speed there. We talk about the power fastball, but he's working a little differently here.
Ball 2.
Breaking ball misses down and away.
First pitch strike from the pitcher, but then no panic at all by the hitter. Very patient, showing good discipline. Now he's in the driver's seat with the 3-1 count.
To the right side, and it goes just foul. Payoff pitch. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Base hit, center field.
Love how he became a really tough out with 2 strikes right there. I could watch base hits like that one all day long, and so could every hitting coach in the league. Just a nice line drive into center field.
Pitch out, but no action. Missed with a changeup, and the count is 2-0. Way out front for strike 2.
Well, the hitter shows the pitcher that he's willing to go after that pitch down in the zone. So perhaps he'll come back to it. Still try to get that ground ball double play.
The batter, number 7.
Out. Number 2. Now here's Bobby Witt Jr. 1 for 1 with a single so far. And a pitch out, but nothing going on. Crushed. Left center field. This one's deep. Forget it. A 2-run homer, and it ties it up. It's 2-2.
Ball.
Swings through that one.
A lot of times you'll see a pitcher maybe double up on a pitch. This guy will throw it 3 times, 4 times in a row.
A swing and a miss. That retires the side, and that'll do it. Back at right field. All set for the start of the inning.
On the mound, he's looking to keep momentum on their side with a quick inning. Keep those runs they just scored in the bank instead of handing them right back.
Popped in the air. Left field. 1 down.
Up next for the Marlins, the catcher, Hunter Goodman.
Boog, over 80% of his first pitches are strikes. You're doing that, you could have a really good day out there on the mound.
And that is out of play. Goes down swinging for the strikeout. And that's 4 strikeouts. Alec Burleson, the next up for the Marlins. Fly to left his first time.
Ball 1.
Fastball for a strike at 95. There's a swing and a miss.
He has a tendency to chase out of the zone, and that slider that's down, that's one of his money pitches to get that swing and miss.
Cracks his bat and pops him up. And that is that. Here on the south side, ready to go, bottom four. Andy Pajes steps to the plate for the White Sox.
Bringing the cheese on that one.
And he gets that fastball by him upstairs.
When you throw a fastball by a guy like that, I imagine it's got to feel incredible. Look for him to throw it again at some point.
And a foul ball, he stays alive. Here's the 0-2. Sharp grounder, that's through for a base hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Back against the wall with 2 strikes, but found a way. He wasn't able to elevate it, but he put a great swing on it. Right on time, good balanced approach, and just blasted it through the infield.
In the dirt, and an excellent job keeping it right there.
Well, with the amount of pitches that can end up in the dirt, a good secondary lead doesn't have to get away from the catcher, but if you're anticipating based off the trajectory, get yourself into scoring position.
Spoils a 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. Go ahead run at first, nobody out. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. Hit hard on the ground to the right side. Ripped, and he can't glove it. It's by him. And now runners at the corners, nobody out. So up next for Chicago, Chase Maidrum. He's 0 for 1. This one in the air, right field. And there's one down.
Up next for the White Sox, the center fielder, Johnny Gianluca.
That's to third, and it's just foul. That was close. 2 on, 1 out. Out to short. Off balance speed, there's one. On the first, but he beats it. And a run scores. Luis Torrens now at the plate. He was a strikeout victim his first time. Swing and a foul, pushed off to the right, and that will get out of play.
Well, if he's going to steal second, you want him to go early in the count. That way he's not a distraction to the hitter at the plate. Go ahead and get it out of the way so the hitter can focus on the pitch.
Here's a swing and a drive left field, and he knew it. That one felt good, and they add to their lead. It's 5-2. Pitch misses. Ball 1.
And this guy's got a great feel for his breaking ball today.
Two down, nobody on. Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field. That is the inning. We go to the top of the 5th, and now for the Marlins, Heriberto Hernandez.
You know, these Marlins just lacking discipline at the plate in this ball game. They've been chasing pitches outside the zone all game, and it's led to some frustrating moments. They've been fooled quite a bit
That's
today.
the ball.
Got it started a little too early. Strike one. Out towards right center field. And that'll get down for a hit. And a good start to the inning.
Well, patience and discipline paid off right there as he got into an advantage count. Didn't try to do too much with it, just a really controlled, simple swing. We don't see a whole lot of that these days with hitters trying to launch and hit home runs, but sometimes you got to shorten up just like that.
Now on the bump, Tobias Myers.
Still pretty early in the ball game, so this bullpen has some work ahead of him. Best case scenario might be if he can come in here and get several quick outs, kind of bridge the gap that starter left for him.
Comes up empty. That's strike two. Hernandez gets his lead at first. Nobody out. Foul ball. It stays 0-2. In the air, left field. And he can't quite get there. It's a foul ball. The 0-2. Battling here as he fouls it away.
Definitely a swing and miss slider down and in. He finished that really well. Just couldn't get him to offer at it.
Good job to fight that one off.
5 foul balls in this at bat so far, and these two are going head to head. You can see the crowd. They're starting to get into it a little bit more and more each pitch, even though there hasn't been a ball in play yet.
One out man at first. Here's Mauricio Dubon. 0 for 1 with a fly out to center. It's softly on the ground left side. Montgomery over to second, on to first, double play. Back here on the south side, we head to the bottom of the fifth. Colson Montgomery steps to the plate for the White Sox.
Down low.
He's trying to stay away from this lefty, knowing that a lot of left-handers like the ball down and in.
Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
The batter, number 7, shortstop Bobby Witt Jr.
High fly ball lifted in the air right field. And there's 2 down. Here's the White Sox DH, Munetaka Murakami. A strikeout and a walk.
Murakami.
High fly ball down the left field line. And a foul ball. Two down, nobody on. And it skips in the dirt.
No.
This hitter's looking for a fastball, but I'm not sure he's going to get one. Pitcher doesn't have to challenge him. If he feels better about his off-speed secondary stuff, then stay with it.
The changeup missing. And now 3-1. That's a walk. Went with another changeup but missed the spot.
One of the things about that two-out walk, the base runner over at first base is going to have a very aggressive secondary lead. So a ball down the line or into the gap will produce a two-out RBI, and those are the best. That is, if you are the offensive side of it.
Slider right there.
The guy at the plate could recognize slider out of the hand. Didn't stay in the tunnel very long in terms of depth and perception. He knew right away it was an off-speed pitch.
On the ground to the left. And foul ball. Swing and a miss. Alcantara gets the strikeout. Back at right field. Now it's the Marlins leadoff hitter, Xavier Edwards.
Now
Jose A. Ferrer on the pitch here.
Still a lot of game left, and this game could go either way. So this is a big opportunity for him to get some important outs and try to help carry this lead into the later innings.
Fly ball down the line. Nobody can get there, and it's a foul ball. Oh, 1 down. In the air, left field. Pajes takes it in for the out. And there's 1 down.
Up next to the Marlins, the left fielder, Kyle Stowers.
Got it started a little too early. Strike 1. Pitch is in there. 0-2. Ferrer goes 6'1". He features a sinker, a changeup, a four-seamer, and he works in a slider. Pulls the string with the changeup, struck him out. 2 down, base is empty. And up next for Miami, Mookie Betts. Tied him up inside with that one.
Man, 91 on the slider right there. That's a hard one. That's a low-end fastball for some pitchers.
Swing and a miss.
Just not able to catch up to that velocity.
Two down, nobody on. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. The 0-2.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes. Recognize that changeup right out of the hand. Just spit on it.
Line drive. And that's a base hit. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
Showed a lot of fight with 2 strikes in that AB. Anytime you rip a line drive the other way, you feel really good about what you did at the plate. You trusted your hands, you let the ball travel, and you took the barrel straight to it. That's great work right there.
Check swing, but he went too far. No balls, 2 strikes. Hit on the ground to short. Witt tosses to first, and that is the inning. Here on the south side, bottom of the 6th, Jonathan Aranda steps to the plate for the White Sox.
Now pitching
New pitcher for the Marlins, Edward Bizardo.
And we all know about his slider. It's just filthy, man. And one of the better ones in the game, I'd say. Spin rate's very high, and it just breaks a ton.
That one finds the zone. That's strike two. Back foot slider ties him up, struck him out.
10, second baseman, Jake Drop.
In the air to left center, Dubon gets under it. And there's two away. So up next, Johnny DeLuca.
The center fielder, Johnny DeLuca.
That one the other way. Nice grab. We go to the top of the seventh. Now it's the Marlins catcher, Hunter Goodman.
Great take right there. It showed some really good discipline. Breaking ball coming in, you see it well, but don't trust that it's going to hang on for a strike. Nice job.
That's to third. To first, and the leadoff hitter set down to open the seventh.
Up next for the Marlins, the designated hitter, Alex Burleson.
Here.
The Marlins trailing by 3 here in the top half of inning number 7.
Ball.
And they'll do it again. Out towards right center field. DeLuca makes his way towards it, pulls it down, and he makes the catch. So digging in, Heriberto Hernandez, 1 for 2.
Heriberto Hernandez.
Lifted in the air, right center field. And that'll do it. Back here on the south side, set for the last half of the 7th, Luis Torrens steps to the plate for the White Sox. And first offering is fouled off. Foul ball there. 0-2 now. That one just misses. Runs it up to 96 to record the punch out.
Up next for the White Sox, the right fielder, number 2, Justin Crawford.
And we've got ourselves a pitching change. Jose Alvarado
bringing in the lefty with a left-handed hitter coming up to hit. Classic bullpen move right here, so we'll see how it works out.
D-Ride.
In there at the knees. That is strike two.
Well, he's gotten ahead with 2 pitches down in the zone. He has plenty of options right here. He can go up, he can go away, he can add velocity, he can subtract.
And the 0-2. Right side. Conine. To first, but it pulls him off the bag. One down. Now the third baseman, Colson Montgomery. 1 for 3.
Montgomery.
Ball.
Runner takes off. Swing and a ground ball. And that's just foul.
Ball 2.
Swings through that one for strike 2. Man at first, 1 away. And that one ripped to left. That's a base hit. They fired in quickly, so it's first and second with only 1 away.
Well, that'll make you feel good as a hitter right there. That pretty much split the zone down. Middle, and those are the ones where you got to make them pay.
Turned on, but that's foul down the third baseline. Two on, 1 out. Swings and chases a low one there.
Ball.
And that's awfully close. I don't know how you take that. He's seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well right now.
Pitch misses. Ball 2.
He's really tightening up his hitting zone with 2 strikes here. I love it.
Swing and a miss. That's a strikeout.
Up next for the White Sox.
Now here's the cleanup hitter for the White Sox, Munetaka Murakami. A couple of walks and a strikeout.
Huh.
Two on, 2 outs.
Ball.
Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout. Back at right field. And now for the Marlins, Griffin Conine.
Well, it's critical.
Now,
Here's a new pitcher from the pen, Brooks Raley. Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field. Pajas pulls it in on the run. 1 pitch and 1 out. Swings through the sweeper.
Ball. No.
The White Sox leading by 3, and we're in the top of the 8th. Now a step off the rubber to reset. Fouled off the plate. They'll do it again. And a 1-2. That one almost got him. Fights it off. He'll see another. And he couldn't hold back. He's rung up on strikes. Over to first. 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the 8th. Back to the top of the order now. Here's the second baseman, Xavier Edwards. He swings and misses at the first pitch. 0-1. Comes up empty. That's strike 2. Check
Ball
swing
1.
didn't go. Now 1-2.
Ball.
Fouls it back with 2 strikes. 2 down, nobody on. Gets a piece and stays alive. Swings through it for the K. He didn't make it easy for him on the mound, but they still get the strikeout. Here on the south side, have the left fielder, Andy Pop. So they turn to the veteran pitcher in this spot, Tyler Kinley.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
Swing and a miss. Strike 1.
You know, these White Sox putting together some really good at-bats in this game. There's been a lot to like with how they're approaching their chances at the plate. The numbers help tell the story. I mean, they've been sitting fastball, and it's paying off in a big way. So far with 6 hits against that pitch alone.
Here's the 0-2. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
Up next for the White Sox, the first baseman, number 8, Jonathan.
Can't glove it cleanly. Still fires to first, but
in
it's
there. He's
not
safe.
in time. Base hit.
I'm sure he feels really good about that one. That's one of those you classify as just too hot to handle. Hit it on the screws, and it couldn't be fielded cleanly, but you can't really blame the defense in that case.
Now, Chase Mydrow. The 0-2. In the dirt. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. That's out number 2. Here's the center fielder, Johnny DeLuca. 0-1. A little out front there as he swings through it. Aranda leads off first with 2 down to the inning. That's ripped. Base hit. Throw stops the lead runner at second. 2 on and 2 out. Swings over the top of that one. Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout. Back here on the south side, we go to the 9th. Kyle Stowers digs in now. Marlins making a move for a pinch hitter. Otto Kent.
Well, with his speed, he could really make some things happen leading off.
New pitcher for the White Sox, Grant Taylor. And he has some nasty breaking stuff.
Hey.
Gets him to chase after that one. Taylor goes 6 feet 3 inches, 23 years old. And he was a second-round pick in 2023. Swings and misses. And a strikeout for the first out here in the ninth. Pulls that one foul.
Power relievers one after another coming out of the bullpen these days. Got to be ready for that first pitch heater.
Ground ball up the middle. Oh, nice play. To his knee, the throw. And that's a great play for the out. So they're down to their final out. Jazz Chisholm Jr. now. 0 for 3 in this one.
Well, you got to find a way to catch up to that pitch. Perhaps shorten the swing, eliminate the stride. That one came in hot, but right down the middle, you're saying to yourself, how did I miss that pitch? Got to make a quick adjustment.
Taylor is just 1 strike away. Got him, and that's the ball game.
Nice work out of the bullpen for that first MLB win, Boo. They turned to him when they didn't have the lead. He kept things steady, and he's rewarded with the W.
And your final score, 5-2. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew, I'm John Shambi saying so long.
Con mi pie plantado yo nunca me voy a arrodillar. No te escucho, dilo con el pecho si me vas a hablar. No te escucho, dilo con el pecho, estás hablando con el voz. Estamos saltándonos aquí, los platos dan pa' dos. Si la prendo molotov, man, estamos aquí, todos los míos están on go. Todos los míos on go. Ellos me ven de frente sonriendo, pero sé que están odiando dándolo.